Welcome to the RBC Heritage Golf Report on WHHI-TV. Coming up, in addition to watching great golf, spectators can also see all kinds of fashions at Harbour Town Golf Links. Also ahead, future golfers get some putting tips from the pros on the practice green. And some longtime employees and volunteers share their reasons for coming back year after year for this special tournament. We are in the midst of round 3 here at the RBC Heritage. You know, the sign of a true champion is to see what his or her attitude is like when things aren't going all that well. We had a chance to talk to the #1 golfer in the world, Luke Donald, after he finished his 3rd round.
Well, I haven't been quite tidy enough around the greens more than anything. This is a tricky place, and you're not going to hit as many greens in regulation as you would usually because they're such small targets. But you know, last year, holding a few more putts, getting up and down a few more times, and that's the way to score around here. And I just haven't really done that enough.
So, what do you work on from here, as far as looking ahead to tomorrow or on to the next tournament?
Well, tomorrow is about going out and trying to put in a solid round and leaving here with some positive thoughts. It's not a position I'd like to be in, teeing off too early, but you know, every single round you can gain something out of it, and you know, I just need to going to meet up with my coach next week and just go over some of the fundamentals in my short game and just make sure I'm doing it, and then as always, it's just putting in the time.
Positive attitude. It seems that that's important to you.
Well, I'm pretty lucky, to be honest. You know, as disappointed as I am when I play badly, you know, in the grand scheme of things, everything's pretty good in my life right now. I've got 2 very healthy kids, and you know, you got to see the positives. And you know, a lot of people would swap a lot of things to be in my position.
Daniel Court is the host of Golf Weekly on WHHI-TV. We're talking to you just as Robert Garrigus is teeing off in good shape here right now. Talk about him.
Robert Garrigus is one of the longest players on tour. In fact, John Farrell said they moved the tee back on number 5 all the way to the boundary because last year Garrigus hit driver wedge into the 530-yard par 5 twice. So he alone, I think, had a lot to do with those changes. Just absolutely crunches the ball off the tee. But I just did an interview with him prior to him going out for this round, and he said he's only hit 6 drivers in the 2 days. He says this course doesn't scare him that much because he's so long that he can hit a lot of long irons here, and he hits those very straight rather than having to pull driver out. So Garrigus has a particular advantage because he's hitting 3 irons and 4 irons where a lot of players have to still hit drivers in 3 woods.
Boo Weekley, 2-time winner, also just starting out this afternoon for his round. He's in great shape.
Yeah, Boo, it's not a surprise in that he's won here twice. He won in 07 and 08 here back-to-back. Boo has always been considered one of the best, most accurate ball strikers in the world. In fact, last year on tour, he led the tour in greens and regulation, was dead last in putting. And that's really why Boo has kind of fallen off the face of the golf earth, because he just can't make a putt. He just recently changed caddies and cites that as the reason for his resurgence in his play. He's starting to make putts again. I followed him about 5 holes yesterday, and he had 3 birdies in 5 holes, and all of those were putts of a 15 to 20-foot range. When you start making those, a guy like Boo Weekley with his ball striking skill is going to score very well.
Well, let's talk about the role of the caddy. Jim Fierro on the 18th today had a putt, called Fluff over to him. Fluff was opposite him, called him over to come chat with him. So some of these caddies really do get involved with those putts.
Yeah, it really is kind of dependent on the player. There are a lot of players like a Boo Weekley and a Jim Furyk, even as great a putter as he is, he's had trouble recently. Sometimes guys just have a little bit more difficulty seeing grain or seeing contour, and it may be an eye issue, but they'll get a caddy to either tell them the read or help them with the read or to confirm what they're already seeing or not seeing. A guy like Tiger Woods never ever asks his caddy to help him read a green. He reads all of his greens on his own, and so does Phil Mickelson. So it really just depends on the player. But the caddies in like a Boo Weekley's case and a Jim Furyk's case are just as big a part of that putting process as the player is.
Daniel Court, been great to have you and your perspective here, and as host of Golf Weekly, best of luck. Keep up the great work.
Thank you, Allie. It's been a pleasure.
Walking the grounds of Harbour Town Golf Links, Nick Faldo, now commentator, former golfer. We had a chance to ask him what it is that he likes most about Hilton Head Island.
Oh, well, I loved it. I mean, I've always loved it here. I mean, I came way back, and this was my very first win in '84. And, I've always tried to come back here as much as possible. And, I love this golf course, this style of golf course and the area. And, hey, I get it. I actually get time to myself now. I can go and power walk the beach for a change, which is cool. But, I mean, what the guys are treated to now, that's what we've been talking about. I mean, it's like a green carpet out there compared to our day when we back in, when real men hit shots off dust and mud and sand and all sorts, and pine needles.
Do you ever get bitter about that, though?
No, never. Does it sound it?
Yes.
No, we were real golfers back in that day. We never had a decent lie. Sheesh, So these lot are just spoilt, playing off this beautiful surface everywhere, wall to wall. Lucky devils.
Where the pin is makes all the difference as far as what players will do when playing the 9th hole.
Hi, I'm John Farrell. I'm at the 9th hole at the Harbour Town Golf Links, the home of the RBC Heritage. Harbour Town Golf Links is very unique. It's a place that the players really enjoy to come to because of the unique demands on the shot values. Number 9 is a perfect example of that. To a back left pin like we have today, it's imperative that I go up the right-hand side of the fairway. I don't necessarily need to hit it a long way, I just need to hit it very straight to have access to that pin. Now, if the pin is back right, I could maybe hit driver, and if the pin is in the middle, I'm definitely going to hit a hybrid or something shorter. The club selection off this tee is completely dependent upon the hole location on the green, and that's what Mr. Dye had in mind when he built this masterpiece, the 9th hole at Harbour Town Golf Links. Given today's hole location, that's exactly where I had to play it.
When you're done watching golf at the RBC Heritage, here's an idea about what you can do afterwards.
So at the end of each day, you're going to see the spectators leaving the golf course and heading over to the quarterdeck. What a great spot to watch the sunset, have a little dinner, some drinks, and laughs with friends. It's a heritage tradition.
When we come back, we'll meet some people who travel the course on a set of wheels. Stay right there. When you come to the RBC Heritage, it's obvious that this is really a family event, like the putting contest that took place earlier this week.
Well, I try to raise money for junior golf here in South Carolina, and this event showcases what the PGA Tour can do. They bring some of their professionals out here, and we get the kids involved with the Youth Day, little putting contest, just to get the families and the kids involved in the game. Let them see what it's all about, being on a big stage here, and just let them have fun with the game.
Why do you think this is good for them to take part in this?
Well, as a little kid, you look up to people. You see things happen on TV. Bubba just winning the Masters, and golf's a buzz here in South Carolina. And so you get out here, you make a couple memories. You see a couple of the guys you see on TV that are right here on the same putting green they're putting on. And, that's a story they'll get to tell later on. They go back home, see their friends. And man, I was putting right beside, Lee Jansen or Bubba Watson or Rory McIlroy or whoever it may be. And it's really fun for the kids.
Does everyone get to go away a winner to some degree?
Absolutely. Coca-Cola's providing a bag and a hat. If we can get some guys over here from the practice green, we'll get some autographs too. So it's a lot of fun.
If you're out here at Harbour Town Golf Links, you'll definitely see people on mountain bikes. They are EMTs, and in charge today is Steve Fierro with Hilton Head Fire and Rescue. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us.
You're very welcome. My pleasure. Anytime.
Tell me, how many people are out here on mountain bike, and what kind of work do they do?
We've got 8 people on 4 teams plus myself, so that gives us about 9 people. We've got a mix of paramedics and EMT basics, and each ones are paired together, so one basic and one paramedic together, and they carry all kinds of our equipment that we have that we would normally need to be able to treat anyone out here, anything from allergic reactions, bee stings, those kinds of stuff, to heat exhaustion, which has been happening in the past, and then also to as much as a cardiac arrest. We have AEDs on the bikes, and I carry a life pack as well, so we can do just about anything our normal ambulances would be able to accomplish. Obviously, I have a golf cart here, so it makes it a little difficult for transporting a person on a bicycle. I mean, we don't want to ride 2 people, so I will come out also and respond to the same location. That way, if we do need to transport, then we'll take them to an ambulance that I'll call for and waiting for us wherever we need to be.
Historically, you've been part of this tour for a while. Have you had any major incidents?
We've had a couple of various different types of incidents that have occurred. Like I said, we've had cardiac arrest in the past where we've actually had to perform CPR right on the course. And we've had people been hit by golf balls in various locations, some basic trips and falls, that kind of stuff. Tree branches have actually come down and hit a couple people every once in a while. And then basically probably the one that's been the most prevalent has been the dehydration. As hot as it gets around here, this week's been really nice and comfortable for us. So we've had to deal with those kinds of incidents as well.
If you're a people watcher, in addition to seeing great golf, you'll also be able to check out a wide variety of fashions here at the RBC Heritage.
I think that it is a homecoming for Hilton Head Island. I think that it's exciting because it's springtime and everybody's so excited that the good weather's here. And so I think there's an elevated sense of fashion. You look at the Masters, there weren't people as fashion oriented as I feel like we are in Hilton Head. It's more of an energetic feel. So I think that people do up the ante a little bit, pull out their sundresses that might not be as common on other golf tournaments. But it's fun, it's exciting, and it's everybody's wanting to celebrate.
Do people plan ahead?
Definitely. My friends and I have been planning for months in advance. I hate to admit it, but you know, there is an element of wearing Lily Pulitzer and something a little bit preppy. So you have to make sure that each other isn't wearing the same dresses and got to plan for it. Practicality always has to be a factor in your tournament gear because you want to enjoy your day and you don't want to walk around in pain. However, I've kind of combated I like to get some height, so I wear platforms because I don't sink when I'm walking, and the platform gives me a little bit of elevation without having to be in stilettos. So that's a good thing. And also, come on, they're making great thongs, great leather sandals right now. So bring out your best flip-flops and have fun.
Talk about men. I mean, do men think about it at all?
I have to say, I've been coming to the tournament for at least 15 years. And each year, progressively, I'm seeing the guys getting more and more into fashion. They have the crazy pants. You see the polka dots or the really intensely colored plaid pants. They're almost competing with one another to see who can outdo each other. Simply look back at the PGA players. They are really upping their game when it comes to fashion. You've got Brian Gay, Ricky Fowler. They look amazing. And I think that the spectators want to kind of follow suit. They're setting a bar, and the people that are coming to watch them play want to kind of mimic their idols. I think that if you love fashion, it's in your heart. You're always going to do your best to look your best. I know that if I'm 70 years old, I'm going to enjoy putting together my heritage outfit just because it's something that I love. So I think when you're walking the tournament this week, look around and appreciate the effort that people went into it. It makes us look great. It makes the island look great. It makes our tournament look the best.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my next threesome to the ninth green. This gentleman was a 95 British Open champion from Dardanelle, Arkansas, John Daly.
Sunburns, dehydration, whatever your issue might be, Hilton Head Hospital is here at the RBC Heritage to take care of you.
Hilton Head Regional Healthcare is the official medical provider of the RBC Heritage. Tom and Shelly join me now. You all have a pretty tall order over the next few days. You've got a medical station right here. Let's talk a little bit about what you all offer here at the tournament.
Hilton Head Regional Healthcare is proud to be the medical sponsor for the Heritage for the last 8 years. Hilton Head Regional Healthcare includes Hilton Head Hospital right here on the island, Coastal Carolina Hospital in Hardyville, and Bluffton Oakatee Outpatient Center in Oakatee. We do have, as you said, a first aid station here between the 1st and 9th holes at the Heritage Golf Tournament where we can provide minor first aid. And we also partner with Hilton Head Fire and Rescue for more serious emergencies that come here, and we can help coordinate making sure that care is taken care of at Hilton Head Hospital should they have that need.
Now, you also provide first aid kits to some of the other folks that are here at the tournament as well, correct?
That's right. We do provide first aid care to the concessions that are here and some of the other providers and sponsors for the Heritage.
So you're covered no matter where you go. Now, Shelly, what are some of the things that you're seeing here at the medical station?
Mostly bug bites today. Bug bites, headaches. It's been a little bit cool, so not a lot of people feeling the issues with the heat. But again, mostly just bug bites, minor scrapes and abrasions, things like that.
Don't forget your sunscreen when you're out here as well. And stay hydrated. Even though it's a little cooler, it's still important to keep the water flowing throughout the day. Now, you also, again, you had mentioned if there is a little bit more of a serious issue, you do have the relationship with Hilton Head Fire and Rescue, but you also have, for anyone that needs to go to your emergency room, a new program called In Quicker.
That's right. InQuicker is a new program. It's available online or by your smartphone. It allows patients that maybe don't have a serious emergency but more of a minor emergency to schedule their visit in the emergency room. In fact, we had a patient this morning that came in and they wanted to get out there, but they didn't want to miss too much of the tournament, so we worked with her. We scheduled her appointment at the ER, and we'll guarantee that they'll be seen within 15 minutes. And it's a great service. We've been running it for a while, and we've had a lot of very positive response from the people that have used that service.
That's great. Reservations at the emergency room. That's perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Tom and Shelly, and thanks for all that you do to, again, make the RBC Heritage such a success, and a healthy success at that one.
There are volunteers and employees here at the RBC Heritage that have been working for years at this tournament, and they've got some great memories.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my next threesome to the 9th green. This gentleman was a '95 British Open champion from Dardanelle, Arkansas, John Daly. This gentleman won the 2011 Colon Korea Open from Murrieta, California, Ricky Fowler. And our next gentleman is a graduate of the University of Arizona, Ricky Barnes.
It's 27 years. How'd you ever get started?
Well, a good friend of mine started at the very beginning, Vance Fowler, and we went to church together. And he said, Charles, I need a replacement. I'm getting ready to retire soon, so would you come on and start helping me? And I did.
It has to have something to do with your voice. Those vocal cords are something else.
Well, I don't know about that, but I love doing it. It's a lot of fun, and it's great to serve the community in this way.
Ever mispronounce a name?
Absolutely. I have lots of time. I was telling your colleague there that one year when Brent Guyberger was playing, I introduced him as Brent Musburger. So the crowd got a big kick out of that. So the next day I had a young kid, about 12 years old, introduce him, and he got it right.
Oh, there we go. That was a great idea. You plan to keep doing this as long as you can?
As long as I can. Hope to.
Anything you want to add that I didn't ask you at all?
Well, I think it's the whole tournament is wonderful, but it's really all about charity and the volunteers, some 1,200, and I play a little small part in that, and contributing to the community and to the tournament, and we're here to really enhance it for the spectators, and so we enjoy it. All my announcers do a wonderful job, and we love it.
How many years have you been working at the Media Center?
About 26. This will be 27, I believe.
How has the media changed over the years since you've been working here?
Well, we don't get as many newspaper men now because newspaper people have cut back, and they're letting the Associated Press cover for them. But other than that, why, you know, we now have the Golf Channel, we now have more TV stations, lots of radio, and we're full. We've got a full house here.
Why do you do this? Why do you continue to do this? What's the joy in it for you?
Well, the fun is in seeing people, number one. Number two, making a contribution. And I've always been in the news business all my life, and this is as close to it as you can get. And this is the best event on the island.
Well, this is my 24th year volunteering, and I think there are more volunteers, and I think that the process has kind of developed to be more efficient than it used to be, and the volunteers are, you know, appreciated more, and I think there's more of them. And I think there are more players, too, who know about this place and like to come back every year.
So you see the field has changed over the years as far as the prominence of players?
Yes. I mean, over time, and the players that we used to know are now on the senior tour. Tom Watson, Greg Norman, Mickelson's heading that way. I mean, a lot of them. So that the senior tour is where a lot of the people are that used to come here. But a lot of the young golfers are exciting to watch, and they're coming up. They're coming up. So they're fun to watch, too.
That'll do it for this edition of the RBC Heritage Golf Report on WHHI-TV. For all of us, thanks for watching and enjoy the tournament.